Hi there, Doug Stuman with IT Creations with another Hyper server from Supermicro, the Supermicro Hyper A Server 2126HS-TN. This is a 2U server with dual AMD EPYC processors from the 9004 or 9005 series. With 24 memory module slots, it can also be outfitted with up to 6 terabytes of memory. Let's get to it. If you like our channel, hit that subscribe button. Now, what's the system good for? Virtualization, AI inference and machine learning, cloud computing, and of course, the all-important high-performance computing applications. Did you ever wonder what those high-performance computing applications might be? They include things like astrophysics, climate modeling, financial modeling, media and entertainment, oil and gas, etc. In a nutshell, this unit can be applied to support a number of applications. This one has a fairly short name too, so I like it already. It can also be configured with GPUs and offers CXL 2.0 support for up to 4 devices. The default configuration has only 8 hot swap NVMe SATA or SAS drive bays in the central bay. However, it can be outfitted with up to 24 front-loading NVMe, SAS, or SATA drive types with some additional hardware. Definitely going to need a SAS storage controller for the SAS drives, or if you just want a little more control over your storage and plan on implementing RAID for data resiliency. On the left-hand side next to the service tag is a small control panel. The service tag is also where you'll find the password to the baseboard management controller. Are you interested in the 2U Supermicro Hyper A Server 2126HS-TN? If you are, then for a limited time you can save up to $500 off a system that's listed or one that you can configure at IT Creations that's valued at $5,000 or more. Just click that link for more information or to configure a system using our handy configurator. It'll easily track the cost of the system as you add more components to the mix, and once you're ready to seal the deal, just mention this video. Save at itcreations.com. From the top, a power on button, combo unit ID reset button with integrated LED, then a few more LEDs for power, drives, NIC 1 and NIC 2, then a power failure and information LED. On the rear of the chassis, there are a bunch of PCI slots across the top and bottom, on the right, including an advanced I/O module slot or AIOM slot, the one on the bottom. For a more colloquial term, it is an OCP 3.0 compatible mezzanine card slot. Next to that AIOM slot is an I/O panel with VGA port, then 2 USB ports with a dedicated intelligent platform management interface for remote access to the system. Lastly, dual power supply units, and there are a few options for that, depending on your configuration. Our configuration includes dual redundant 2000 watt titanium grade PSUs. Using that IPMI port on the back of the platform, administrators can manage the system remotely. Supermicro provides a number of utilities to do just that and includes Super Cloud Composer, Supermicro Server Manager, Super Diagnostics Offline, the Thin Agent, Automation Assistant, plus KVM using the dedicated LAN port and IPMI 2.0. There's a lot of super in there, so just add it on to some of those other titles if I missed one or two. To help boot the system and keep your upfront storage intact, 2 M.2 drives can be installed on the motherboard using the 2 PCI 3.0x4 slots. Once I crack open the case, you can see it's fairly densely packed. From front to back, the storage bays and backplane with a bank of 6 fans behind that. Then the motherboard with dual processors and 24 memory module slots. Lastly, 3 risers, of which there are a number to choose from depending on your expansion needs. You can choose either 8 PCI 5.0x8 slots or 4 PCI 5.0x16 slots, and certainly a combo of x8 and x16 slots. So there are definitely options to get to the mix of features to support your business. Of course, you can install NICs and storage controllers, but also up to 3 high-performance double-wide GPUs. As mentioned earlier, there is an advanced I/O module that can also be used for NICs or even a low-profile storage controller. GPUs supported on this system include the NVIDIA H100 NVL, RTX 6000 Ada, and the L4, all of which have been validated by Supermicro. You can install up to 4 NVIDIA L4 GPUs, which is a single-width card. Yes, I'm quite sure you can install other GPUs, but validation does take time, so it looks like Supermicro may have just covered the bases with a 1 card for each segment. The H100 NVL designed specifically for AI applications like large language models and generative AI. On the other hand, the RTX 6000 Ada excels at graphics rendering, data analytics, and demanding enterprise and workstation workloads. It too can be used for AI workloads, but each of these cards are tailored for specific uses. And no, neither are for gaming, but you can game. Will it play Crysis? You'll have to experiment. The NVIDIA L4 is really targeted at cloud, data center, and edge applications, offering a balance of power, performance, and cost. Given the 3 options, it seems clear to me that Supermicro is covering the gamut of applications supported, rather than testing every GPU that might work on this system, which can get costly. The NVIDIA H100 NVL is the only one of the three that has a PCI 5.0 interface, but no worries because both the AMD EPYC 9004 and 9005 series CPUs support PCI 5.0. The H100 NVL also supports a TDP of up to 400 watts, and you can install 3 of them, so that should provide a benchmark for other cards that can be installed. There is a minimum configuration for this model, which includes 2 CPUs, 4 DIMMs, a storage device, and NIC. Powering the system are dual AMD EPYC 9004 or 9005 series processors. With a supported TDP of up to 500 watts, that includes the top-of-the-line 9005 series CPU with 192 cores and 384 virtual threads, the 9965. Both generations support 12-channel memory architecture, and with 24 DIMM slots, each memory module resides in its very own memory channel for optimal performance and speed. Only registered DDR5 DIMMs are supported. With 9005 series CPUs, you can realize memory speeds of up to 6,400 megatransfers per second or up to 4,800 megatransfers per second using 9004 series processors. And that is that for the Supermicro Hyper A Server 2126HS-TN. This flexible, densely packed little unit can be configured to support a number of business-critical applications in the cloud, data center, or your on-premise server room. If you have any questions, just post them in the comment section below. If you're interested in this platform, I placed a few links in the description section, or you can use that link right there. That one in the lower left. Lower left? Upper left. Whatever. Thumbs up if I'm worthy. Until next time, dear viewers, I'm Doug Stuman with IT Creations, and thanks for watching.